This is Pre-AP Chemistry, unit on nomenclature. First type that we are going to talk about today is how do we name compounds that begin with a nonmetal. These are molecular compounds, and basically the first thing I look at when I first see a chemical formula is what type of element is in the first position. For example, I have NO. So the first position that I'm talking about is the N. So I'm asking, my question is this a nonmetal? Yes. So if it is a nonmetal, the way that we name this is we use prefixes. And with these prefixes, tell us how many atoms of that particular element has. So if I say N2O2, I want to know how many atoms are there of N, which is nitrogen. So I look at this lower number, which is called a subscript. It tells me I have 2 atoms of nitrogen. The same way as this tells me I have 2 atoms of oxygen in this compound. So if I was going to name this, my first thing that I do, I name the first element. And I use prefixes to indicate the number of atoms. This guy is 2, therefore I want to use di. This is di-nitrogen. I write the element as is, just with the prefix. I do not do anything special with its name. Then I look at the second element, which is oxygen. And I also see that I have 2, so this would be di-oxygen, but we need to indicate some way that it has changed. It has formed a compound. We change the ending to "ide." Dioxide. This is a clue here. Oh, clue, C-L-U-E, that this is an element. So I'm looking for clues as I go through these. So I have dinitrogen dioxide. So in the steps, name the element first using prefixes to specify the number of atoms, except mono on the first element. That means I don't use it. I don't say mono nitrogen. We just say nitrogen. These prefixes you must memorize. Okay. So these are binary. Well, these compounds or these nonmetals, if they are in the second position, their endings change. Like nitrogen. Changes to nitrite. Oxygen changes to oxide. Sulfur changes to sulfide. Fluorine changes to fluoride. This "ide" is the second position, the second element in the compound. Bromine, bromide, chlorine, chloride, chloride, iodine, iodide. These are examples. So, the rules again: the first element we just named, use a prefix if it's more than 2. Then we look at the second element. We change its element ending to "ide" and use prefixes to indicate the number of atoms. So when I look at this first example, Cl2O7, Cl is chlorine, and I just messed up. I do that periodically. So I forgot to say, oh, it has 2, so this is dichlorine. And I have 7 oxygen. This is heptoxide. The OA is, the A is dropped. We do not like the O and the A together. Next guy, CO2. C is carbon. There is 1 atom. I do not use mono. I see I have 2 oxygen, so this is dioxide. These are chemical names. This is carbon. I have 1 oxygen. I do not write the 1, but if you see the symbol, it means 1. So this is monoxide. SO3 is sulfur. Trioxide. So this half is chemical names. Chemical names. Chemical names. So we have to be able to go both ways. So now if I give you chemical names, I want chemical formulas. With chemical formulas, they're giving me clues. Look for prefixes. That's what I'm looking for. And I write what I see. It's telling me exactly what to write. Diphosphorus. So I need to be able to find the symbol for phosphorus. It's element number 15. This is P. It tells me I have 2. So that is the first element of my compound. The second element, there is a prefix that pent means 5. Oxide, go backwards, is oxygen, and I have 5. The second one is nitrogen. I see no indication of a prefix, so I'm going to write its symbol name. That means I have 1. Then I see di. Di means 2. Oxide is oxygen, and I put this subscript low, indicating I have 2 atoms of oxygen. Silicon, I look it up on my periodic table. This is element 14. There's 1. There's no prefix, so I'm going to write its symbol. That means 1. Tetra means 4, based on our list up top. Chloride, going backward is chlorine. Symbol is Cl, and I have 4. This is telling me exactly what to write. Write what you see. Chlorine, Cl. No prefix, indicates 1. Tri means 3. Fluoride is fluorine, F. 3. Okay? So this is how we did this. So now I have a little section that I'm going to give you a little bit of time to practice. You practice. I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to turn it back on and show you answers.